believe in the resurrection of the dead. We believe that the 20 million black people in America in the last days will be taught the truth. The trumpet of truth will sound in your ear. And it's being sounded today, the trumpet of truth. And this truth strikes your ear and strikes your heart. It'll open your eyes. It'll open your ear. It'll make you stand up. It'll do the same thing for you that truth did for the dry bones in the valley. Because the picture of dry bones in the valley is talking about you. The picture of Lazarus laying dead 4 days is talking about you. You are Lazarus. You are the dry bones. You are the prodigal son. You are the lost sheep. You are the people about whom the Bible is speaking who will stand up in the last day when the trumpet is sounded. Black people are waking up. Black people are standing up. Black people are rising up and they're going back. We believe we are the people of God's choice. That's what we believe. We believe we're the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the ones going to the promised land. We don't think Jews are a part of God. No, Jews are nothing but another part of that same race of devils that come out of Europe. They didn't even come out of the Holy Land. They come out of the caves of Europe. Furthermore, we believe we are the people of God's choice. As it is written that God would choose the rejected and despised. And we can find no other person fitting this description in these last days more than the so-called Negroes in America. We believe in the resurrection of the righteous. We believe in the judgment. We believe this first judgment will take place as God revealed right here in America. The judgment will take place in America. The resurrection will take place in America. The judgment will take place in America. The separation will take place in America. And the destruction will take place in America. Doom will take place in America. Doomsday will take place right here. This is the place the Bible is talking about. When the Bible mentions Babylon, it means America. When the Bible mentions Sodom and Gomorrah, that's America. When the Bible mentions Egypt, that's America. This is Rome. This is Babylon. This is that wicked kingdom that God is going to come and set flame to in the last day. And you're living in that day right now. And I'm glad.
Damn, they're back. Who the hell are these guys? These two preacher guys, man. Where the hell they come from? Why they keep coming back? We gotta stop them. They're waking up their community. They're telling people the truth. We gotta censor these guys and get them the hell off the front page now.
Shalom. This is Pastor Lucifer Lambu of Lampshades Ministries. This episode is going to be a very interesting episode. All right, for our viewers out there, I want you guys to take the time to rewind this episode to the very beginning. You might have noticed, or maybe you haven't noticed, that our intro has been skipped. Yes, that's right. Our intro has been skipped. This episode is going to be dealing with censorship. That's right. YouTube has begun to try and censor our message. Now, again, if you haven't seen our intro, our kick butt intro for season 2, make sure to do that. Make sure that you get the chance to see what YouTube and the rich white elite don't want you to see. If you take a look at the beginning of intro, you'll see audio, or you'll hear audio of Malcolm X talking about Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites in America. It was one of his last speeches, and there's many who believe that that was a speech that got him killed. Well, now we have it on our show, our ministry, season 2, and now we're getting the beginnings of censorship. Now, for all you folks out there who don't like the message, hasn't liked the message, our Edomite brethren, or some of the other nations, or even some Hebrews that haven't been awoken yet and don't understand who they are and where they come from, to give you a better context of how this goes, censorship hurts everybody. Even that guy, that KKK person who is spewing his hate and his anger against blacks and the minorities, he may have a post on YouTube, but you know what? He shouldn't be censored. Why should he be censored? I may not agree with everything he says, but he shouldn't be censored, because if I say it's okay to censor him, then when they're coming around trying to censor me, then I guess it's okay for that too. And if you say it's okay for them to censor me, then when they come around, the time for them to censor you, I guess that's okay too. You know, freedom of speech means, you know, that we don't have to worry or fight censorship. Censorship shouldn't even be in the equation. You know, they have porn on YouTube, and ain't nobody censoring that. Ain't nobody censoring the KKK. Ain't nobody censoring these Asian shows that show, and you hear the very song that we have on our intro all around YouTube. Now, all around the whole movie, some of these Asian movies, and nobody's censoring them. All right. Yes, we have audio from other places, but the audio and the video that we use that don't necessarily come from us, we use it for training purposes. You know, we don't get paid off of this. We're not selling this stuff. We're not, you know, it doesn't break copyright laws to use information for training purposes, and so forth, and instructional purposes. You know, so the thought that somehow our intro breaks any kind of copyright laws is bogus and completely not true. The thought that our intro is somehow, you know, more intense in the sense of copyright infringement than any of the millions of other YouTube videos that have the theme music from Saw, the very same music that we're using in our intro in their movies, some of these Asian movies, and even in these songs, these Asian songs, that is the exact same song as the English equivalent. All they did was translate it in their language, and now they're posting it on YouTube, and nobody's talking about censoring them. Okay? So the fact that they're censoring us, and in fact, once again, if you rewind this episode to the beginning, or if you fast forward this episode to the next episode into its beginning, you will see that the intro has been, you know, not necessarily deleted, but it in part has been made so that you won't see the intro. You'll just see us coming out and speaking. You're gonna have to rewind it in order to see the intro. So if you're getting a chance to see me right here, right now, all right, I'm going to let you know. If you haven't seen the intro for season 2 of the Lampshades, I would suggest you do that, and I would suggest that you do that every single time you watch it. Why? Because surely if YouTube don't want you to hear what the intro has to say, it's for a darn good reason. See, you know that you're doing the will and the word of the Lord when you're really doing it. When the people of the world want to come against you, want to come against your ministry, want to come against what you're saying. See, if we were talking about sex, drugs, and if we were tearing down our nation, you know, the lines would be blazing, and there'd be people trying to give us, you know, stuff from all over the world to make sure we'd have over 100, 200, maybe even 1 million views, because everybody loves to hear some dirt about the Hebrew Israelite community. Everybody loves to hear some dirt about black people. Praise the Lord. But we don't do that. So because people are actually getting woken up, and because the potency of the information is actually, you know, very powerful, now all of a sudden we got the demonic powers of the earth. Now we got their notice. Well, it's about time, as far as I'm concerned. Yahoo! I'm glad you guys are trying to censor us. Put you fools on notice. The truth's gonna come out. You can try to censor the beginning portion of our television show all you want to. You go right ahead. Keep it up. Because the more you tighten your grip, the more the information's going to slip through your fingers. Mr. Jolly Edomite, Mr. White Man, Mr. Rich Elite over there sitting on the throne of your YouTube, making millions off these folks just trying to, give their talent, communicate, reach out and touch the rest of the world. So you see that, ever since the episode of the 3 coming calamities to come to the U.S., and all of a sudden we're starting getting hits and people are starting getting interested, and all of a sudden people are starting to really look and pay attention to what's being going on over here in Lampshades Ministries. And now you want to try to censor us. You want to try to quick forward our intro because you don't like the fact that we got a big name like Malcolm X who say the exact same stuff that we are, and he was saying it when it wasn't popular, and it's even less popular now. So you want to go ahead and try to censor it. But for our viewers, I want you guys to know that they ain't just trying to censor us, they're trying to censor you. They're trying to censor what you hear and what you don't hear. They're trying to control, what you're exposed to, as long as it's not the truth, as long as it's some distraction, then they're cool with that. They're okay with that. But the second you're being exposed to the truth and people are starting to wake up and people are starting to get antsy and they're starting to get mad at the financial system and the things that are going on in America because they're getting that information. Now all of a sudden they want to try to censor it. You want to know why they want to shut down the internet or they want to have control over the internet? This is the reason why. Because mainstream news is ran by the super elite. So they ain't got to worry about what Fox News is talking about. They ain't got to worry about what CBS or any news syndicate's talking about because those guys are bought and paid for. And all they're going to give them all they're going to give the people is what the talking points that they've already given them and instructed them to give. Nothing's going to come out on those newscasts that isn't part of their mental control job, mind screw for the populace to keep them from looking at the things that are most important. Fall of the dollar, militarized state, police force and so forth, and World War III, so forth. All right, so they know that the mainstream media ain't going to talk about that. And then now they got a new worry, a new fear. They're worried about alternative media coming out with the stuff that they really don't want blacks to know, and that's that the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans are really the 12 tribes of Israel. That were the original Hebrew Israelites from Scripture. That the Scripture tells about, foretells about. We're the people that Yahshua HaMashiach is going to come back for. 12,000 from each tribe is going to be the inheritance of the Most High. That's the information that they don't want to get out. And the reason why they want to censor our beginning intro is because it draws you, it pulls you, it starts to make you think that this is bigger than just you and me, this is bigger than just Sakuma and I, this is bigger than Lampshades Ministries. This is going to involve in one way, shape, or another every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth. And the fact that it's been hidden for all this time is not by accident either. The powers and principalities that be, are waking up to the ideology that that mainstream media is failing them because of this alternative media. See, this alternate media is allowing for the word about who we are to reach the audiences, and that's something that they didn't want to happen. And that's the reason why they're trying their best to shut down the internet, or at least to create locks and sanctions on it. So if you got something or you're saying something on your channel that they don't like, they have all the justification to shut you down. Like us. They have all the justification to trim a little fat off of your beginning, your intro, off of your show, like us. They have all the justification, for testing how far they can go, like they're trying to do with us. But you ain't gonna go ahead, and this happened like 2-3 days ago. Ever since we made the 3 coming calamities to fall on the U.S. All right, and if you haven't seen that episode, make sure you do, because that was the beginning of the censorship. All right. Now, you ain't gonna just do that and not expect that somebody's gonna notice. That we're not gonna notice. Like, we don't actually watch these videos ourselves after we put them out. What do you think we do? We put out the video and then we just forget about it, and then we get up and make another video and we just forget about that too. Yeah, some of those views, they're coming right here because I'm watching that stuff myself. Praise the Lord. And so we did notice, you know, and it's uncalled for. YouTube, you guys, we've had a pretty decent relationship with YouTube over the years that we've been a part of YouTube. But the truth be told, you know, they're not doing it because of us. They're doing it because they don't like the word and the information that we're putting out that you know, that they're intentionally making sure don't get put out. That's the reason why they're interested in trying to censor us. And remember, like I told you guys originally, a censorship to one person, censorship to everybody. And if you don't get up in arms about the censorship that's going on with the other channels, then no one's going to be getting in arms when the censorship comes to you. And that's regardless of whether you agree or disagree with what people are saying. You see, the fact that they are trying to censor us, you know, shows that they're afraid the mainstream media, you know, the rich elites, the people who run this YouTube, are afraid of our message. They're afraid of you getting woken up. They're afraid of the fact that, you know, blacks are starting to understand and know that they are the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites of Scripture. You know, but that's not going to change. I don't give a dang if you censored half of the broadcast. People are still gonna find out what we're talking about and where we're going with it, and they're still gonna be woken up and have an understanding based on it. Okay. You know, it's interesting that, again, YouTube takes the time to censor the thing that is coming out that's true. But all this other stuff, you can have a YouTube video, you know, talking about witchcraft, and have a YouTube video talking about Satan worshiping, have a YouTube video talking about, you know, Sex in the City and whatever, and nobody is censoring that. You talk about the truth about the Hebrew Israelites that are black, about, you know, the fall of the dollar and what's coming to America, and all of a sudden you're getting censored. You're getting censored. So again, I want all our viewers to remember, make sure to rewind and take a look at the intro that the mainstream media, that the rich fat cats don't want you to see, because it got nothing to do with copyrights. They're for instructional purposes, they're for trading purposes, and they're not, you know, they're not being sold or making any money off of that intro. Okay, and it just goes in lieu with the tenor of which we're speaking on. All right. So, you know, America is getting to the point where you can't even speak out without, you know, some government agency looking at your YouTube or looking at your Facebook or looking at the stuff that you're saying and beginning to target you for what you're talking about. Even though this is America, and freedom of speech is one of the most important freedoms we got, because if you ain't got the freedom to tell the government or tell people what you don't like, then you ain't got no kind of power at all. It's just, oh, they're going to just railroad you, and you just got to be quiet and say nothing about it. You know. And how long is it going to take before the other, you know, people start saying stuff on their YouTube channels and letting people know that, you know what, they're watching what you're saying. They're watching your channel. And the second you actually start saying something that is a threat to them, they're going to make sure to slowly, incrementally shut you down or try to shut you down. So for our viewers, just keep a lookout, because if you didn't watch season 1, and maybe you haven't watched the new episodes of season 2 yet, maybe this is the first one that you've actually even seen, make sure you see the rest. Make sure you go back and you see our journey from our Christian faith to the understanding and realization, the awakening of being an Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite here in America. Make sure you pay attention to that journey and that you see it for its completion, because you never know when the day may come where you're checking our YouTube channel and our YouTube channel is completely shut down. You never know, because the stuff that we're teaching, the stuff that we're preaching, the stuff that we're saying, praise you, Lord, is going to save somebody's soul one day. Some Hebrew Israelite is going to look at our channel and say, whoa, I'm an Israelite. Whoa, I got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Whoa, I got to, follow the Sabbaths and really reestablish my relationship with God, with Yah. And that person's life, that person's spirit, that person's soul may be saved. Praise the Lord. So, if you haven't seen every episode, and this is the first one of your episode you're watching, I implore you to watch them all, to go back and see our journey from the very beginning, from episode 1, the Fulton Mall incident, from there, the premiere, where we were just two unknown preachers just going out to the street corner and just doing what God was building in our spirit to do for so long. And watch our journey as it progresses, as we're targeted by the police because of the message that we're bringing, and now all the way to season 2 where we're being targeted by YouTube because of the message that we're bringing. Man, we're not going to stop bringing that message just because someone is being pushed to stand in our way by their masters, the enemy of Yahweh, the enemy of Yahshua, the enemy of the real people of God, which is the black Israelite here in America, which is and the 12 tribes of Israel, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans. So they're going to come against you because you're preaching the word, the only real word that is the truth, that's based actually on people who read the Bible. That's actually based on the pages and the written work of the Bible. Because for those who didn't think that God still loved the Jews, the Hebrews, the Israelites, the children and the seed of Jacob, think again. For those who thought that somehow, God just forgot about his people and just jumped and hoard himself to all the Gentiles and hoard himself to all the other nations. And for those who think that God just done lost his mind and all he cares about is just trying to get any and everybody to just admit that he's Lord. You've been mistaken. You've been tricked. You've been lied. You've been bamboozled. You've been deceived. God ain't going to chase after the other nations. This is the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords. This is God, Yah.
One day Jesus will come again.
Jesus shall return again. What will you say to him on that glorious day to him? Jesus, no man knows the hour or the day or the minute, but he's coming.
One day Jesus is coming. Shall come again.
He shall come again, I tell you.
What shall
you say? What will you be doing, brothers and sisters, on that glorious day? Holy, holy, holy. He's coming. No one knows the day, but he's coming.
Jesus, I love you forever and forever. I shall follow you until the end of time. With this ring I offer you my love. You shall be my Lord and shall have my love. And no matter what, I shall remain by your side. as it was, it shall be again in the garden land. When you walk with man, I shall serve you, Lord, and I will love